Hey, it's the
Scotch Test dummies.
Hey, it's the Scotch Test dummies. We're going to be talking about shotgun Whirligig SMWS.
Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. It's a good deal.
We're going to test it. What's a Whirligig style?
Shotgun style.
All right, we're in. So, the 140.2. 140 is Balcones.
Now, let's back up just a little bit because we had, when we were doing live streams more regularly, we were newer into live streams.
Right.
We'd hooked up with Ben Diedrich.
True.
He did not work for the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society at the time.
He was like a big Instagram guy.
Yeah, big influencer.
Right.
And then he got hired by the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society.
Mm-hmm.
He has sent us a couple of bottles. I've bought bottles.
Lots.
You've bought bottles.
Lots. I bought this.
Yeah, and you called up to order. This is a Balcones,
right,
which they don't go into. This is
you're supposed to
140.2.
Yeah, but I knew, so I got an email saying, hey, 0.2 means the second barrel that they've gotten from Balcones, and I wanted it. And it said it was $85 and you could only buy one because they were limited. There are only 98 bottles of this.
Yeah.
So I went online and it was telling me it was 125, I think is what
120 or 130.
What? Yeah, I was like, what? It was 125, I think, but that's good you bracketed it.
Gives a range.
So I called. Now I like calling because their customer service is great, but I'm pretty sure it was Zach I got who I hadn't talked to before. And I said, hey.
He must be new.
Yeah, right. He thought I was Scott, actually. I was like, nope, bigger one. He says that was a mistake. It is in the email. It is 125. I was like, dang it. They got me, though. I was hooked. I really like what Balcones is doing. So I said, send me one. I want it. I'll buy it. And I had it. It ships to you. And Ben, we just prefaced, calls.
Really, it ships to you.
Does, yeah. It doesn't just like come via drone. It ships. Well, it doesn't show up at your local
That's
SMWS
what you do to me.
Right.
You're like,
It
really?
ships
It ships to you?
ships.
Wow.
They actually put it on a ship or what? And it's a box, actually. So Ben calls and says, hey, I saw you did this order. I'm like, yeah, I had to have it. What's with the 85 to the 125? I was like, sorry, mistake. He goes, however, Christmas season, we're doing a special. Pull these on. We're doing a special with some stuff that if folks join SMWS, they basically save $50. So when you come on, you can buy, there were 3 different bottles. And he said, hey, which one do you want? We'll send one to you so you talk about it. I said, definitely Coffee Kisses and a Smoky Bothy. Easy. And then...
Well, and then he said, so they got
$275.
We'll talk about it a little bit more later.
Yeah,
you can get a membership with this bottle, or you can get a membership with this taster's kit. We'll take a look at them again here in a little bit.
But that was $175. So again, basically, you're getting a membership and a bottle or the kit. The kit's neat. It's got a book of like the history of whiskey, and that is cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
That is cool.
Nice little sample.
So, and we'll talk about more of that in a second. But we said, yeah, send it. And then you can go to SMWS. It's a good time if you're going to get a membership because you get a break on a bottle or on the kit.
Yeah.
All right. But on the Balcones. Now, the nice thing about...
274. Sorry, I had to dig those out while you were talking.
275. The nice thing about SMWS is, and the reason why they just put the number on there is because a lot of times the expression you get will not be what you would normally think would come out of a particular distillery. What do you get on this?
2 things. One thing we haven't talked about is this is a redo. We actually shot this review and then found out the microphone was not turned on.
There's a series of 4.
And yeah.
It was terrible because we did good.
Yeah. Here we are again. So this is
drinking it again.
This is Shotgun Whirligig is the name of this. 140.2 is the cask. Mm-hmm. It's stamped exclusive low outturn bottling.
Yeah.
This is an American single malt from Balcones, not a bourbon.
Right.
Which I noticed when we tasted it. I was like, that does not taste like a bourbon.
Nope.
So it is an American single malt whiskey. And I believe is it 4 years old? Let's see. It's got distilled October of 2014.
Do the math.
Oh yeah, stamped. There is it.
Bam.
4 years old. And 58.9%.
Love that. Now,
that's what the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is. They're sourcing, they're going to different distilleries, tasting casks and saying, we would like to buy that cask.
And then they'll let them mature, or they'll do things or whatever. Yeah. And again, I'm a huge fan of the American single malt, hopefully soon to be legalized category. I think American single malts will be a powerful entry once defined, and it'll sell on par, if not better than bourbon. I'm getting scourged right now. Scourge. I know.
I would just.
I love barley. I love
it. Would
barley.
take. I know, but it would take a long time for American single malts to outsell bourbon.
They're going to blow up.
I'm going to tell you, if it happens. I wouldn't say it wouldn't happen, but if it does happen, it would take a long time. Bourbon's a big seller.
It is.
But
no, I'm just my own wishes and dreams.
I'll tell you, there's some fruit, darker fruit type.
Yeah.
Nose.
Like a raspberry, blackberry.
Some spice.
Yep.
Maltiness.
Yeah, like that grassy maltiness.
And a little burnt. I got a whiff of like something that just was on fire. Just like a distant.
Like a little sulfurish.
Burn. Yeah.
Almost like a match.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it was.
That's kind of what I get too. And this is what I enjoy now. Well, let's try it and I'll tell you what I think it compares close to.
Phenomenal palate. I mean, even before, just as it moves in, it's taken over your taste buds. You can't even taste it yet, but you can feel it killing them off. It's like
killing them off.
Yeah, it's like the Spartans are in there, and they're like, slay that taste bud, and they're bashing it.
Well, I get citrus. Do you get a citrus? I get a citrus mango.
There's a lot of fruit. Mango is good. Tropical fruitiness.
Yeah, juicy fruit on the finish.
Juicy fruit.
Which is, again, stunning to me because kind of what I normally get from a Balcones is that sagebrush burnt kind of thing. But this is their American single malt. So it's much closer to the Mirador, which we've reviewed here. And yeah, I even do a little deal that I've yet to edit, but I do a comparison for our Patreon viewers. It's going to be edited and released on Patreon soon, where I compare the Mirador directly to this, because it's working off of an American single malt, the barley.
Very nice. This is really a nice jam, and I don't know blind if I'd pick it out as a Balcones because that Texas character is missing.
It is
that sagebrush, burnt sagebrush type note that you get sometimes with Texas whiskeys. I don't get it all on it. This is just a strong powerhouse of flavor explosion.
And what Balcones,
dare I say, in your mouth?
Oh, you dared! and what? And what Balcones did with their Mirador doesn't say if it was done here, but it was done in a second fill barrel, which it doesn't say it here. I just checked on this.
I
don't
guarantee
know.
That's not.
I don't know.
I think that's all.
It's hard to tell. You guarantee?
No, it does. First fill barrel.
Ooh, okay. First fill. There you go. I guess you can guarantee. I did not read down to there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So usually they'll put it on there, some sort. First fill barrel ex bourbon. So I mean, it had bourbon in it before, same as Scotland is doing, using a lot of prior just ex bourbon casks.
So it's not the
not virgin oak.
Right. It's had bourbon in it because the whole idea was it gets so hot in Waco, Texas, where Balcones is at, that the oak or the wood can have such an influence.
Yeah, the less impact the wood can have on it.
I really enjoyed the Mirador. So when I got this, I definitely feel they're cousins. So it's a nice deal.
I like this. This is very good. I think $85 this would have been a steal. $125. It's still
good.
I've spent more money on worse whiskeys. Or not necessarily worse, but not as good whiskeys. $125. That's still a pallet full of.
It is. The email, I was teasing though. I teased Ben that it was a bait and switch. But then they were like, there are literally only 98 of these. And I think Zach, God, I hope it's Zach. It's probably something like Billy. Then Zach was like, they're going fast. I'm like, darn it, you got me. I'm calling and I'm paying the 125. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm rounding up. 93.
91.
93.
I do it 91.
I was debating a 92, but I'm like, you know what? That is really
It's good.
stinking good. It's really stinking good.
Mm-hmm. And it's very, very unique. Again, I got to say, this is what I like about SMWS because this is unique.
So, I don't think this is, hey, this is a 93, a 91, a 93, go buy it, because you can't. This is more a reflection of what the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society can bring. And when you see these, you really kind of have to jump on them.
Right.
Grab them.
Right. And I do remember, since this is a redo shot, I do remember talking with SMWS. It's one of the few times I wish I was some kind of multi-trillionaire. Because if I was a trillionaire, I would just call up and I would say, hey, Ben, I want every outturn times 2 and ship them to my assistant. I would have a whiskey assistant. That assistant would just put things in my, let's call it the grand whiskey room, multi-trillionaire, and they would be laid out. So you could come in and sample them, but I would always have backups.
So let's look at...
You say nothing, you're like, okay, that's dumb.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Just
sorry.
Moving on.
Yeah.
This is the Tasters Pack, I think they call it.
Yes.
For $175, you can get your membership to the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society and this 3-pack.
Can't see the book.
These are 200 milliliter bottles. Well, on one side was this, and there was a little card in here that I think was it a discount?
There's a discount 15-pound off thing back there. I think that just says thank you.
And these are also, there's a 11-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old. These are 200 milliliter, 100 milliliter
Yeah,
bottles.
they're 100.
Sorry, 100 milliliter
Yes.
bottles. But it's a nice little variation of some of the different things that you see from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. This by itself is $125, I believe. So you're getting the membership for $50 when you buy this with them. You can buy this by itself.
Yes.
Or you can buy it with the membership, and basically you get $50 off. So
yes,
very nice, something to look at. It is that promotion is running through the holidays. Ben said, if you want to take a look at it.
And that would be, I think that's a good gift set though. Like if I don't know if your spouse or something was looking for something, or you got a buddy, and you give them that because the book's just got some history of whiskey when I thumbed through it. But I love the idea, and that's a shareable 100 milliliter deal. Or you can just grab a bottle. And they had 3 different bottles up there. I can't remember, but they were different in price point and style.
Yeah.
This was the least expensive option, but it's peat. And I was like, boom, send that one. Coffee Kisses and Smoky Boffin.
Pour me a little bit. Use the Secret Spirits count. Yeah, use that one.
All right, there you go. All right, and what this, so again, great titles, and you're basically getting $50 off when you, off the membership when you get this too. So yeah, and I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, that is, I think that's $140. Get your membership and that bottle for $140. The bottle by itself you can also order is $90. A couple of different special deals here you can get. And then they had older one. I think there was a 15-year and then a 21-year as well.
Like the 21-year was $240 or something.
Prices went up,
So the bottles are more expensive. The older they are, the less they're getting out of it. But again, you're getting the membership and bottle, or you're getting this taster's kit.
That is peated. And just when I saw the color, I wanted to say it's probably from a sherry cask. I think it is.
This one's heavily peated, or no? Maybe
I think it's from a hogshead.
Peated, I think. New Oak Hogshead Heavy Char.
Yeah,
it's from the Highlands.
Yep, very nice.
One of 292.
So if you were interested in the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, just go check them out online. You don't have to order anything. You don't have to check them out and see
Woo.
I've ordered several bottles and paid for it myself. Bart, you've ordered probably more than I have.
Right, and pay for it. Because what happens is you get this you'll get an email with what they call the outturn. And those are bottles that are coming out. Yeah, and then there's like tons of different styles. I go crazy for the young peats. Nicely for me, the young peats are usually the less expensive bottles too. So it's like this perfect marriage of lesser price and what I prefer. But they have all these different styles that are color coded. And then something will catch my fancy or a style, and I'll call up and I'll be like, boom, send that. I want that.
Yep.
And they bill you and they ship it.
Really? They ship it?
They don't just bill you, they actually ship it as well.
Good.
Yes. So, but yeah, so when Ben said, hey, when I was buying this shotgun Whirligig, again, great name, he called up and said, hey, what if, will you guys talk about it if we send it? No, yeah, we'll talk about it. So I will throw in, they also do some very odd things or things that aren't normal. Rums, cognac, Armagnac. I
think that's
about the bourbons and stuff.
Bourbons and American single malts. They started Westland and those. So
have they done a Stranahan's yet? I bet not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But okay, Scotch It. You Scotch Scots.
Slush it.